This is a controversial subject, especially on this particular programme this afternoon. But we are facing a crisis in this nation. We have got a number of people wanting to come here from basically the countries at war, like Syria and the surrounding countries. And we are faced with a dilemma. We're faced with a dilemma because our government in this nation will not take a stand. They have made promises to people who have forced their hand to arrive in this nation via the tunnel that links us with Europe, and it's causing a great deal of problems and upset. We have people in our country, our own people from our own cities, who are facing the difficulty of trying to feed their families. We have people who are working and who are still having to use food banks in order to feed their children, and it is a disgrace. Now, we've got to face this problem head on. This is an invasion. Nothing more than plain and simply an invasion of this nation and of its past. And we need to stand firm against any incursion into this nation, because we have people here who need to be fed and clothed and looked after. And we are about to spend thousands and thousands of pounds on these people coming into this nation who are not economic migrants, but will come here and will literally live off our backs. And it's not right. We've all paid our taxes. We've all paid our dues and demands over the years. And now we are face to face with people who have no intention of working, but who are intending upon drawing and bleeding this country dry. It is much time has been wasted in debate, much time has been sought, and much opinion has been asked. But at the end of the day, as always, our governments ignore the voice and the will of the people. It is high time that we told our government and our representatives what we want, not what they think we want or what we need. This situation has been brought about because we haven't been hard-nosed enough or tough enough to say no. And it is my contention, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm right, that this situation should never have been allowed to develop, and we had the capacity to stop this even beginning. If these migrants are coming across from the Mediterranean, then they must at least have passed through other European countries to get here. And it is our duty to protect our nation and our children and our children's children, to provide a good, sound economy for the people who live here, for those who work here, who work damned hard to make a living. Some people working 15-hour shifts, and some people are working extremely hard, both as single parents and as couples, to make a living. And I think it's a disgrace that we have people having to go to food banks and have to get food in that way, because this government will not pay the way forward for the people that it's needed to pay for. It has become apparent that we seem to think this country is nothing more than a Cinderella country that will take anybody in at any time without any thought of the population that is already here. This isn't racist, this isn't bigoted, this is fact. Whether you be white, whether you be black, brown, yellow, whatever colour you are, whatever religion you happen to be part of, whatever your views are, we have to make a firm decision and say to this government, as we would say to any government of whatever political colour, This is it. This is the ultimate line in the sand, and we as a nation have drawn it. We have people here who have needs. We have people living on the streets. We have people who fought in the armed forces who are being forced to live in God knows bad conditions. A number of years ago I met a gentleman who fought in the Falkland Islands, and he was outside Boots Chemists in Wakefield. He wasn't doing anything, he wasn't begging or anything, but I went up to him and I gave him 50 pence, okay? But he was a gentleman, and I knew he'd been in the forces because the way his pack was packed. And he showed me his leg where he'd been wounded for his country, I might add, and he couldn't live with his family because of the trauma that he'd suffered. And we are letting these people into this country, and we have people like this with post-traumatic disorders who have been in combat, whether they've been in Afghanistan, Iraq or Falklands or anywhere else. These people have suffered enough, and their families are going through a living hell because the family, the members of the family who served overseas cannot live with the families. It's appalling. It's a disgrace that we have a government, whatever political colour it is, who are not prepared to give and not to count the cost, because there are people who trail in from Normanton into Wakefield twice a week to receive from food banks essential food for their families. There's even ladies who are working and gentlemen who are working who are not even having a breakfast so that their children can have something to eat before they go to school. It's a disgrace, and it's disgusting. And the man who's responsible, Mr. Ian Duncan Smith, should be sacked from the position that he holds. We cannot go on like this. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, brothers and sisters, I appeal to you to let your representatives know in Parliament what you think. Thank you.